You look at people's specific situations, the properties that they own, and you're able to take a look at how this change with Prop 19 will affect them. And you would work with an estate planning attorney to help create a updated estate plan or trust or things like that to help them out.
Hi, Joe. Good to see you again. I'm Raybin. I have a firm, Lifetime Capital Group. We provide financial planning, investment advice to individuals and their families. By way of background, I started my career as a CPA, and then I became the Chief Financial Officer of Rosenberg Real Estate Equity Fund. So I have a deep background in real estate. I've advised families about their real estate. I've been on the board of a family real estate company. So that's been a key part of my background. And so that kind of brings me to where we are today. One of the things I've done along the way is I've done a lot of financial modeling. I have experience doing projections around real estate and helping families look at how things change over time.
Okay, great. Thanks for that background. We've had some changes here in California with Prop 19. A couple of things have changed with that. It's extended and expanded upon Prop 60, Prop 90. We won't talk about that component of Prop 19. We'll talk more about the second component, which is the reassessment of people's property tax when they leave their properties to their kids, and kind of give us your perspective on that and any information that will be helpful to the people watching this.
Right, that's that change relative to Prop 58, where you've been able with income properties to be able to retain the assessed basis when you pass it on transfer to your children. And that's basically being sunsetted as of February 15th. And that's been part of the planning that we've been doing for families that wanted to carry that on. And that gets to be really hard to look at the trade-off between being able to look at what happens over time with the growth of the property. You'd assume how that property value would change over time, and how that increasing property tax would be when you transfer it over versus what would happen with the step up in basis. And so that's one of the things that we do, that I can do for families, is help really look more dynamically. One of the things that I've seen happen often with insurance agents who do financial planning is they'll take a snapshot at where things are today. And the problem with that is, if you look out over time, the picture can change very dynamically and dramatically. And we've seen that the last 20 years, how it's really changed and really snuck up on people, that all of a sudden they have very different pictures today than they had years ago. And that was really my entry into this whole aspect of planning for people. And so that's a lot of what I do today, is try to help people understand how that changes over time. And particularly with my background, understanding how real estate gets evaluated, gets appraised, underwritten, help families understand how that dynamic works.
You mentioned that you do some of the modeling for them. So you look at people's specific situations, the properties that they own, and you're able to take a look at how this change with Prop 19 will affect them. And you would work with an estate planning attorney to help create a updated estate plan or trust or things like that to help them out?
Correct. So I understand the different estate planning techniques that are used. So I can work through with them in coordination with the estate attorney, what the different planning models are, different alternative approaches to estate planning, whether or not it's gifting or some of the other techniques that are used. So we can look at how that would play out as far as how it would impact the children later on in life. One of the most important discussions is what's important to the parents. The person who wants to give that, how's that going to impact them on their life? Because there are a lot of issues around control, around cash flow, and other issues like that you really need to think through, especially with the time period, the compressed time we're talking about right now. It's a really critical issue.
Do you have kind of any examples of maybe not anything specific, but do you have anything that maybe you're working on right now, or people that you're talking to, and some common things that maybe people should look out for or think about right now?
Well, the two biggest issues revolve around control. How much control do you really want to give your children right away? And then the other thing is around cash. How much do you need to keep if you're going to give something away that goes to your children? How much do you want to keep for yourself? And there's one technique that we look at, which is a type of installment sale that may keep you having some of it, and you have to look at balancing it. One element I've looked at in trying to help families is where you can set up your own management company as a way to keep control and the like, and that helps with some of the valuations depending on what you're trying to accomplish. So there are a number of moving parts, and that's where the discussion comes in, of trying to understand really what's important to you and what are you trying to accomplish. And so then you get to see what are the moving parts and how you try to combine it all. The other piece I've heard talked about by the estate attorneys is what percentage of the properties do you gift over or transfer over to your children? 51% up to 100% in order to trigger this and react to the change in the law.
What's the best way that people can get in touch with you?
You can call me at 650-325-5890, or you can email me at rraybin, that's 2 R's, A-Y, B as in boy, I-N, at lifetimecapitalgroup.com.
Anything else that we should maybe touch on real quick about related to this?
This is an important time. I would encourage people to think about it very carefully. This is a very momentous time.
You mentioned the deadline, February 15th. So people like yourself and estate planning attorneys and anybody, insurance agents as well, everybody's kind of getting inundated with stuff right now because time is running out. So people need to move fast and get on their advisor's calendar.
Right. Well, I'm involved with the Peninsula Estate Planning Council. I'm actually on the board and the treasurer of it. And I know from the attorneys involved, a number of them are not taking on new clients. So hopefully you already have a relationship with a client. Most of your estate plan is in place, and it's just a matter of fine-tuning it. I would not be dawdling. You need to be acting on it right now.
Thanks so much, Rick. Again, it was a pleasure, and I hope you stay safe, stay healthy during this time.
Same to you, Joe. Good luck to everyone.
Thanks.